internet. Ah yes, the information superhighway known as the World Wide Web. Home of institutions such as cat videos, social media, internet porn, and cyberbullying. Where would we be as a civilization without any of those things? The internet of the modern era is a very interesting concept to grasp. Many of us were born before the advent of modern social media, yet somehow began our digital footprint in some way, shape, or form around that time. Now, if you're like me and I am a simpleton, you're just here for the memes, which is a good thing. But the internet is not a simple place. Lying, horniness, debauchery. But with all this degeneracy permeating the World Wide Web, simpletons dare to attempt ignorance by bliss by uttering the simple phrase, the internet is not a real place. And that got my little tiny brain thinking. Of course, the internet is not a living, breathing entity. You could possibly just unplug your devices and delete your accounts and just be out of sight, out of mind. The corners of the World Wide Web seem like a fever dream, a system we are seamlessly integrated with and rely on and are constantly connected to, yet seldom understand. Hello everyone, I'm Jermaine, Professor Emeritus of Memes. And today, we'll be exploring the nastiest, darkest, and meanest reaches of the World Wide Web to answer the question, is the internet real? Horniness, insatiableness, degeneracy. My God, what's he about to do to that jar? Ah yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've saved the worst for first, the nasty stuff. As a 10-year-old, my first time on the internet was on Google trying to find boobies. Might as well see what some other stuff looks like while I'm here. About 2 unrelated searches later, and I now know what a prolapsed butthole looks like. At 10 years old. You got your forums from back in the day. You got your tube sites. You got your premium sites. You got your sites like Ashley Madison. You could sign up to have an affair with your wife, because life's short, have an affair. You got your weirdos like me that can name all the porn stars as if they're some sort of sports heroes, with some of their films serving as career highlights. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from the commercial to the JNN Sports exclusive coverage of Big Wet Butts. It is now Piper Perry's turn at the plate. She is aiming for a gold medal this year. Let's see if she can pull it off. Alright, okay, it is a different position this year. This year she decides to put her legs behind her head and... It's a hole-in-one. Ladies and gentlemen, a hole-in-one. I have never seen anything like this before. This is epic. Not to mention the truly sinister and childhood-ruining Rule 34, which states that if it exists, there's probably porn of it, turning all of your favorite childhood cartoon characters into... Well, we shouldn't even show that. And there's something for all of them. All of them. Nothing you love is safe. Google your favorite childhood cartoon and Rule 34 next to it. Go ahead. I dare you. I double dog dare you. I've seen some things on fucking Tumblr, 4chan. I've seen indescribable horrors on fucking DeviantArt. Moving on, webcamming introduced a profitable interactive model where viewers could directly tip the performer. The more tips the performer got, the more they playing with tech decks. Use your imagination. Outside of the realm of the nasty web, e-girls like Pokimane and Bella Porch picked up on this profit model, sensing a lot of opportunity to make a lot of potential profit, and opted to do stuff like hot tub streams and hope that greasy incel gamer boys will give handsome subs and donations to their channels. And it works. This right here is an example of what I like to call simp culture. To simp is the act of doing something for a woman that wouldn't otherwise look in your direction, such as give them large sums of money or gifts with possibly nothing to gain in return. This most notably is observed in the parasocial relationship between gamer girl streamers and their very thirsty fans. Now, this is in no way, shape, or form a condemnation against anyone. As a matter of fact, I am 100% women making money by hustling weird horny dudes because make your money. I like money. However, sometimes things just get out of hand.
That is the goddamn problem. Niggas is horny.
Gather round, boys and girls. It's story time. Twitch streamer Belle Delphine is a very curious case. Now we're going to tell the story a little bit backwards here, but I promise you, it gets good, just stick with it. At one point, seemingly having the entire internet wrapped around her pinky finger, mixing her kawaii anime waifu girl image and her very bizarre interests and very strange behaviors, everyone from YouTubers to, of course, her simp army were curious to see what's next. Probably sensing opportunities to make even more money because of her earned e-celeb status, she later becomes an OnlyFans girl and confesses on a podcast to bring in $1 million at her highest point.
That's good. That's good. Good for you. Really good for you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
So somebody leaked clips from her OnlyFans directly onto Pornhub for free, which we're not going to show here for legal reasons. But after having reviewed them myself, I'm going to say they're pretty mid. The ahi gal face, or whatever they call it, makes me feel something deep in my balls, and it is not horniness. Probably like resent. But the true art, the true content is her own verified page where she posts very suggestive names for her clips, such as Belle Delphine gets black in her hole. Or this one here, my favorite. Belle Delphine plays with her pussy.
Does little pussy want to play?
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
Moving on, in 2019, a 19-year-old Delphine announced to the world that she'd start selling her own used bath water. And the simps of the internet went fucking bananas because it sold out. Multiple people bought it up like it was liquid gold.
What's up, gamer boys? It's time to get your gamer girl bathwater.
Are there any left? Shut up and take my money.
Unboxing videos. Containers arriving improperly sealed. Bacteria from Delphine allegedly growing in those improperly sealed containers. But then it got worse. This guy figured out how to try to vape her bath water.
Fuck! What the? Oh my god, I'm gonna be sick. What is this chick bathing in? That's disgusting. Fuck!
Look, here's Pyrocynical having a drink.
You also like water?
I feel really sick right now.
I love water!
A report of 50 people contracting herpes from her bathwater would later surface, which was quickly debunked and did nothing to hurt her image.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
And then things seemingly got quiet. But then they didn't. Things got worse. Gamer Girl P. Images of the stuff started circulating all over the internet for sale at NFT prices. But that was also quickly debunked.
Yo! Pranked, baby!
Quite honestly, sometimes the truth just isn't any fun. This is one of those things that I wish was true, because, let's face it, can you imagine the shitstorm that would happen if Gamer Girl P for sale really was a thing? You can call me a sick and twisted individual all you want, but some people would like to watch the world burn. And I am one of them. Alright, ladies and gents, let's all cleanse our palates by talking about gaming. Online gaming is massive.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
The internet and gaming are as seamlessly integrated as the rest of our world. More than enough of us buy and download games for our PCs and home consoles off some version of an online store. We play multiplayer games such as Call of Duty Warzone and Grand Theft Auto Online with our friends over dedicated PvP or PvE lobbies. The very first multiplayer online game was 1984's Mountains of Ken Shai, a roguelike text-based RPG that cost about $6 an hour to play on a network that really wasn't popular outside of its academic origins. I mean, have you seen a computer from 1984? Those things were fucking units. Chungus even. Almost 40 years later, entire games have communities of eager players from all over. The internet has helped bring us all closer together. Some games have super huge online communities hosting thousands and sometimes millions of players, like the Halo series and their legendary LAN parties, the vanilla World of Warcraft. Back in the day, before social media, where basically you had to learn HTML to talk about your feelings on the internet, you had your forums, you had your AIM messenger, places where you could find out that someone A, exists in the same time zone as you, and B, also plays Unreal Tournament. Of course, online gaming is subject to the same kind of nasty mean behaviors as some of the other corners of the World Wide Web, mainly harassment and bullying. The most common example would be griefing. This happens a lot in Grand Theft Auto Online. This used to happen to me a lot back in the day on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Minecraft even sees a very unfair share amount of this behavior.
Guys, I worked on this all morning. Guys. I never saved it.
And now, the most infamous example of griefing. World of Warcraft is one of the most beloved MMORPGs of all time. Harkening back to a golden era of online gaming, many communities of longtime friends would congregate together in what was called guilds, which are basically groups of players with common goals of competing either battles or quests. In 2006, a young woman known by the screen name of Fei Jin, an officer on the Ildan server, passed away in real life due to suffering a stroke. And one of her closest friends announced on the World of Warcraft forums that she'd been planning a funeral for her near the Frostfire Hot Springs near Winterspring because she loved the snow and the sound of the water. They planned on recording the funeral and sending the footage to her family to show them how beloved she was in the community of the game. This was shaping up to be one of the best feel-good stories in gaming of all time. A real gamer moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to let you all know that this, of course, would not be a JNN video if I did not talk about a moment where it all went to shit. and it did. Another guild showed up undercover to pay their respects and later attacked everyone on site in the ultimate dick move. I mean, like, yo, look at this, bro just said mink, 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 mink. Needless to say, the footage was never sent to the family. But then the footage was later uploaded to YouTube via Women Shouldn't Vote Productions because this was the internet in 2006, and of course it was. Now, people at the time argued that it's just a game, but honestly, I'd be very pissed if I decide to plan something very nice for my deceased internet friend and some random bozos came along and decided to ruin it. Of course, the server's rules dictate that you can attack anyone whenever, but unofficial rules of engagement that day called for peace, and those rules were broken for absolutely no gain whatsoever. We've seen plenty of examples of bullying and harassment such as griefing or literally anything said in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby back in the day.
Guys, say peanut.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking
No! Ah!
However, real life stuff do be happening. Take, for example, swatting, which is the act of calling in a bomb or terror threat on another player. Usually done as a prank. There is nothing to laugh about here because this is very dangerous, illegal, and unfunny. Swatting is very serious business. As a matter of fact, it costs lives. It got this guy from Wichita, Kansas killed.
Thought he was swatting the home of a video game rival after a fight over a bet for $1.50. But police swarmed Andrew Finch's home, an innocent man with no connection to the game. He was shot and killed by police who thought he was reaching for a gun.
We live in a society full of trolls, mean-spirited people, and keyboard warriors. Of course, you can get some funny stuff like a raid. Famous raids include circulating very convincing Apple ads, highlighting technologies that didn't exist, causing very naive iPhone owners to pour water on phones that were advertised as water resistant but were not. Or delete System 32, a byproduct of the legendary 4chan raid against Tumblr, which caused a reported 42 people to delete a very necessary file and break their computers. I'm talking about teens bullying other teens, like the Megan Meyer case.
A Los Angeles jury has convicted a Missouri mother of lesser charges in the MySpace cyberbullying case. The trial centered around the suicide of 13-year-old Megan Meyer, and the woman prosecutors said came up with a plan to provoke and harass her online. Meyer hung herself in 2006 after getting a message from a fictitious boy stating that the world would be better off without her.
So this case actually went to court, and the girl that did this was acquitted. I don't have words. A charity foundation for the prevention of cyberbullying and a law named for her were later minted in her honor. The Megan Meyer Cyberbullying Prevention Act now allows us to discern between cyberbullying and free speech as protected by the First Amendment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my TED Talk isn't over just yet because of course cyberbullying isn't the last thing that you have to look out for. If you've ever downloaded a video, a song, a game, or anything else off of LimeWire or the Pirate Bay in the early 2000s, there is a very decent chance you could be inviting a friendly neighborhood virus or some form of ransomware or malware onto the family computer. Trojan viruses, such as the infamous "You Are an Idiot," take over your desktop with uncontrollable pop-ups, ran wild on PCs during the late 90s to mid 2000s, disguised as other files. Data such as credit card and bank info and even home addresses are stolen online all the time. Remember earlier how I mentioned that people getting swatted on stream is an actual epidemic? Well, how exactly do these people get their home addresses to begin with?
Hold on, bro. How you, I'm saying, how, like, talk to me, bro. You the police? Is you the FBI? CIA? What's your... Your Wi-Fi router has a unique IP address, probably somewhere on the bottom.
Some hackers and scammers track IPs to a physical location, which is probably how those people got swatted in the first place. A lot of sketchy fake premium websites that offer up free access to their site, yet hide behind a paywall where you have to add your credit card is also a giant red flag, as phishing, or the act of sending a message program or website designed to collect personal information from its users in an effort to scam them. In my video about cancel culture, I mentioned the fiasco in which Playmate Tessie doxed her father in one of the dumbest incidents of all time. Doxing is the act of having private or sensitive information such as your home address, email address, or phone number published online. Some people from that stream where Tessie fell asleep actually looked up her IP address, found out where her father worked, and then started harassing them, which almost lost him his job in the process. Get ready for a delicious serving of irony because her father is, get this, a respected cybersecurity professional and award-winning published author. Or these dudes who lost their jobs days after attending the Charlottesville riots due to having their information exposed online by the owner of the Yes You Are Racist Twitter account because, well, they were racist.
Oh, poop.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. That's all I have for today. If you would be so kind, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider financially supporting the JNN by grabbing one of these 3 real neat pieces of merch in the link in description. I've been Jermaine, and thank you for watching.